drift off to the sound of my voice, as I whisper the story of Hades, the Greek god of the underworld. Get yourself in a relaxed position and close your eyes. Hades' story begins in the primordial age of the Titans, a time when the cosmos was ruled by the powerful and tyrannical Cronus. Cronus, having overthrown his own father Uranus, became paranoid about the prophecy that foretold his downfall at the hands of one of his offspring. To prevent this fate, Cronus swallowed each of his children at birth: Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon. These divine siblings remained trapped within their father's belly, growing in darkness until the day of their liberation. The liberation of Hades and his siblings came through the cunning of their youngest brother, Zeus. Born in secret and raised on the island of Crete, Zeus grew to maturity and sought to free his brothers and sisters. With the help of the goddess Majesty, Zeus tricked Cronus into consuming a potion that caused him to regurgitate his swallowed children. Emerging fully grown, Hades and his siblings joined Zeus in a rebellion against their tyrannical father. The resulting war, known as the Titanomachy, was a cataclysmic conflict that reshaped the cosmos. For 10 years, the Olympian gods, led by Zeus, battled the Titans. Hades played a crucial role in this war, using the Helm of Darkness, a magical artifact that granted him invisibility to great effect. With this helm, Hades could move unseen through the battlefield, striking the Titans with stealth and precision. The Titanomachy ended with the defeat of Cronus and the Titans. The victorious Olympians then divided the cosmos among themselves. Zeus claimed the sky as his domain, Poseidon took the seas, and Hades was given the underworld. This division of realms was determined by drawing lots, a testament to the impartiality and order that the new rulers sought to establish. Though Hades' domain was the least envied, it was a vital part of the world's balance. Hades' new realm, the Underworld, was a vast and intricate world unto itself. It was not merely a place of punishment, but a final resting place for all souls, divided into various regions that catered to the different fates of the dead. The Underworld was a place of stark contrasts, with areas of torment and suffering, as well as regions of peace and reward. It was here that Hades established his rule, becoming the undisputed lord of the dead. Despite his fearsome role, Hades was not considered evil. Ancient Greeks viewed him as a necessary force, maintaining the natural order of life and death. His rule was characterized by a strict adherence to justice and balance, ensuring that each soul received its due according to the deeds of its mortal life. In this sense, Hades was a guardian of cosmic order, an essential counterpart to the more chaotic and unpredictable forces embodied by other gods. Hades' personality and demeanour set him apart from his more exuberant siblings. He was often depicted as stern, reserved, and implacable. Unlike Zeus, who was prone to grand displays of power and numerous affairs, Hades remained largely aloof from the affairs of both gods and mortals. His primary concern was the proper management of his realm and the souls within it. This detachment did not make him cruel, but rather a figure of solemn duty and unyielding fairness. In the mythic landscape, Hades' presence was both a reminder of the inevitability of death and a source of comfort that there was order in the afterlife. The rituals and cults dedicated to Hades and the underworld reflected the importance of acknowledging and respecting the cycle of life and death. Festivals such as the Anthesteria, which honoured the dead, and the Eleusinian mysteries, which celebrated the myth of Demeter and Persephone, underscored the cultural significance of Hades and his realm. The Underworld, also known as Hades after its ruler, is one of the most vividly imagined and detailed realms in Greek mythology. It is a vast and complex world, distinct from the heavens and the earth, yet intrinsically connected to both. The Underworld serves as the final destination for all souls, a place where the deceased find their ultimate fate, whether in reward, punishment, or a state of neutrality. To enter the Underworld, souls must cross the river Styx, a powerful and foreboding river that marks the boundary between the world of the living and the realm of the dead. The crossing is facilitated by Charon, the ferryman, who requires payment for his services, typically in the form of a coin placed in the mouth of the deceased. This ritual underscores the ancient belief in the importance of proper burial rites and the necessity of preparing the dead for their journey to the afterlife. Upon crossing the Styx, souls are brought before the gates of the Underworld, guarded by Cerberus, the formidable three-headed dog. Cerberus serves as both guardian and deterrent, allowing souls to enter but preventing any from leaving. This creature, with its multiple heads and fierce demeanour, embodies the impenetrable nature of the Underworld. Once within the gates, souls proceed to various parts of the Underworld, each designed to serve a specific function and house different types of spirits. The Underworld is divided into several key regions: Tartarus, the Asphodel Meadows, and the Elysian Fields. Each region represents a different aspect of the afterlife experience. Tartarus is the deepest, most infernal part of the Underworld. It's a place of punishment, where the wicked and those who defied the gods face eternal torment. Notable figures punished in Tartarus include Tantalus, who suffers from eternal hunger and thirst, and Sisyphus, who is condemned to perpetually roll a boulder up a hill only to have it roll back down each time. These myths illustrate the severity of the consequences for hubris and impiety in ancient Greek culture. The Asphodel Meadows are the resting place for ordinary souls, those who lived neither particularly virtuous nor particularly wicked lives. It is a neutral zone, described as a grey, featureless expanse where souls exist in a state of indifference. This region reflects the ancient Greek belief in a balanced and just afterlife, where the majority of souls reside in a state that mirrors their mortal existence. The Elysian Fields are the antithesis of Tartarus, a paradisiacal realm reserved for the virtuous and heroic. It is a place of eternal springtime, where the blessed dead enjoy endless pleasure and peace. Heroes such as Achilles and demigods who performed great deeds in life are believed to dwell here. The Elysian Fields represent the ultimate reward for a life well lived, embodying the highest ideals of Greek heroism and virtue. The Underworld also includes other significant locations, such as the River Lethe, whose waters cause souls to forget their past lives, and the Fields of Mourning, where those who suffered unrequited love linger in sorrow. These varied regions underscore the complexity of the ancient Greek afterlife, reflecting different aspects of human experience and emotion. Presiding over this vast and intricate realm is Hades, whose authority is absolute. He is assisted by several key figures, including the judges of the dead, Minos, Rhadamanthus, and Iacchus, who determine the fate of souls based on their deeds in life. This system of judgment ensures that each soul receives its due, whether it be reward, punishment, or indifference. Hades himself is often depicted is characterized by a sense of order and justice, ensuring that the balance between life and death is preserved. Despite his fearsome reputation, Hades is not malevolent. His role is essential to the functioning of the cosmos. The myths of the underworld often explore themes of mortality, justice, and the human condition. Stories such as Orpheus and Eurydice, where Orpheus attempts to retrieve his beloved from the underworld, highlight the tension between life and death, love and loss. These myths serve as profound reflections on the inevitability of death and the hope for a just and meaningful existence beyond it. One of the most enduring and poignant myths associated with Hades is his marriage to Persephone, the goddess of spring and daughter of Demeter, the goddess of agriculture. This myth, often referred to as the abduction of Persephone, is central to understanding the cyclical nature of life and death, as well as the seasonal changes that govern the agricultural world. The story begins with Persephone, a young and beautiful goddess, gathering flowers in a meadow. As she wandered, she caught the eye of Hades, who was struck by her beauty and grace. Desiring her as his queen, Hades emerged from the underworld in his chariot and abducted her, spiriting her away to his dark realm. Demeter, upon discovering her daughter's disappearance, was devastated. She wandered the earth in search of Persephone, neglecting her duties as the goddess of agriculture. As a result, the earth fell into a barren state, crops failed, and famine spread among mortals. The world's suffering reflected Demeter's grief, underscoring the deep connection between the divine and the natural world. The myth of Hades and Persephone is rich with symbolism. Persephone's dual role as the goddess of spring and the queen of the underworld represents the duality of life and death. Her descent into the underworld and return to the earth mirrors the agricultural cycle of planting and harvest, death and rebirth. This myth encapsulates the ancient Greeks' understanding of nature's rhythms and the interconnectedness of life and death. Hades' relationship with Persephone also reveals aspects of his character that are often overlooked. While the abduction paints him as a fearsome figure, his love for Persephone is genuine and enduring. He respects her authority as queen and values her presence, suggesting a more nuanced and tender side to the god of the underworld. Persephone, in turn, adapts to her role and brings a sense of balance and renewal to Hades' dark domain. This myth has had a profound influence on ancient Greek religion and rituals. The Eleusinian Mysteries, one of the most important religious festivals in ancient Greece, were centered around the myth of Demeter and Persephone. These mysteries celebrated the themes of death and rebirth, promising initiates a deeper understanding of life and a hopeful vision of the afterlife. The story of Hades and Persephone also highlights the themes of power and compromise. It illustrates how even the gods must navigate relationships and make concessions. Hades' willingness to share the Persephone and Demeter's acceptance of the seasonal arrangement reflect the necessity of balance and cooperation among the divine. Hades' relationships with his fellow Olympians are complex and multifaceted. Despite his often solitary existence, he shares deep bonds with his siblings. Zeus, as the king of the gods, maintains a level of authority over Hades, yet there is mutual respect between the brothers. Their interactions are usually formal, and Zeus often relies on Hades to uphold the cosmic balance. This reliance is evident in myths, where Zeus calls upon Hades to uphold the natural order or to ensure that the dead remain in their proper place. Poseidon, Hades' seas is more aligned with the living. There is an implicit understanding between the two about their respective responsibilities. They rarely clash, as their realms do not overlap, and this mutual respect underscores their cooperative roles in the balance of nature. Hades' relationship with his sisters, Hera, Demeter, and Hestia, is also significant. His marriage to Persephone brings him into direct conflict with Demeter, yet it also creates a familial bond. Hades' actions toward Persephone are often interpreted through the lens of his duties rather than personal desire, reflecting the complexities of divine relationships. The other Olympians view Hades with a mixture of respect and wariness. While he is not actively involved in their daily affairs, his authority over the dead and his unwavering adherence to justice make him a powerful figure. Gods like Apollo, Artemis, and Athena recognize the importance of his role, and even deities known for their trickery, such as Hermes, treat Hades with due respect when dealing with matters of the underworld. Hades' role extends beyond his interactions with other deities. He is also an essential figure in the moral framework of the ancient Greek world. The concept of justice in Greek mythology is closely tied to the afterlife, with Hades overseeing the judgment of souls. The mythological judges, Minos, Rhadamanthus, and Aeacus, assist Hades in this task, ensuring that each soul is judged fairly based on their actions in life. This process reflects the Greek belief in moral retribution and the idea that justice prevails even after death. Moreover, Hades is often invoked in rites and rituals related to death and the afterlife. His presence is essential in funerary practices, where proper rites ensure the safe passage of souls to the underworld. These practices highlight the reverence and fear associated with Hades, as the Greeks believed that neglecting these rituals could lead to restless spirits or unfavourable afterlives. Hades' depiction in art and literature further underscores his importance. In ancient Greek art, he is often portrayed as a sombre, regal figure, holding a sceptre or the keys to the underworld. These symbols reflect his authority and the weight of his responsibilities. Literary works, from Homer's epics to later Roman adaptations, depict Hades as a powerful and just ruler, emphasizing his crucial role in the mythological landscape. The process of judgment in the underworld is a critical aspect of Greek mythology, ensuring that each soul receives its due based on its actions in life. At the heart of this process are the three judges of the dead, Minos, Rhadamanthus, and Aeacus. These figures, chosen for their wisdom and integrity, play a pivotal role in maintaining justice in the realm of Hades. Minos, the former king of Crete and son of Zeus and Europa, is often depicted as the chief judge among the three. Known for his fairness and administrative skills, Minos oversees the most significant and challenging cases. His decisions are final, and his authority in the underworld is second only to Hades. Minos' role reflects his historical reputation as a lawgiver and a ruler who valued justice and order above all. Rhadamanthus, the brother of Minos, is renowned for his strict adherence to justice. In life, he ruled the islands of the Aegean with an uncompromising sense of fairness, which earned him the role of a judge in the afterlife. Rhadamanthus is responsible for judging the souls of those from the eastern part of the world. His judgments are known for their rigour, and he is often associated with the Elysian Fields, the final resting place for the righteous and heroic. Aeacus, the son of Zeus and the nymph Aegina, is the third oversees the souls of those from Europe. Aeacus is often depicted as compassionate yet firm, ensuring that each soul receives a fair assessment based on its earthly deeds. The process of judgment begins when a soul arrives in the underworld. The newly deceased are brought before the judges, who evaluate their actions and determine their fate. This process underscores the ancient Greek belief in moral retribution, where the afterlife reflects the virtues and vices of one's earthly life. The judgments are based on a comprehensive review of the soul's life. The judges consider the deeds, intentions, and overall character of the individual. Those who led virtuous lives, performing acts of bravery, kindness, and piety, are often rewarded with a place in the Elysian fields. This paradisiacal realm is described as a place of eternal peace and happiness, where the blessed souls enjoy a blissful existence. Conversely, souls that committed egregious acts of wickedness, deceit, or defiance against the gods are condemned to Tartarus. This region of the underworld is a place of perpetual punishment, where the damned endure endless suffering. The nature of their punishment often reflects their crimes, serving as a stark warning against immoral behaviour. The Asphodel Meadows, a neutral zone in the underworld, is the resting place for ordinary souls who neither excelled in virtue nor committed significant sins. These souls exist in a state of indifference, reflecting the ancient Greek belief in a balanced and just afterlife. The meadows are described as a grey, featureless expanse where the souls wander without joy or suffering, embodying the concept of a middle ground between reward and punishment. If you are still awake and haven't drifted off into the underworld, I'd just like to say thank you for reaching the end of the video. If you'd like to hear more mythological whispers like this, then check out my YouTube channel for a full playlist to have on while you sleep. Once again, thank you to all the support I've been receiving. It means the world. Until next time, sleep well.